Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, a very special welcome. I'm Bonnie, Old Souled Mermaid, and on this channel we do unboxings and reviews, walkthroughs, and discuss tarot topics, all through the lens of this middle-aged ex-Mormon woman. Okay, so this video today is actually going to be a walkthrough. It's not going to be an unboxing, but it was a requested video from one of my subscribers, Corinne Nathalie, and she watched my August favorites, and she saw that this deck, the Supra Oracle, was a deck that I was going to be working with for during the month of September. Now, I got this deck. It's an Uusi deck. It's not a new deck, and that's why I didn't do an unboxing, because I didn't think, you know, there are some unboxings videos around, but there's not many. So I'm doing this for her and anybody else who might be interested in this. So I have been working with this a little bit, just as an add-on to my daily tarot readings. So I usually, for my daily tarot readings, energy readings for myself, I pull 2 tarot cards, and then I pick an oracle deck and pick one card from that deck for my daily readings. So this is the Supra Oracle, and produced by Uusi, and this deck is it's kind of loosely based on Jungian psychology and how it, you know, is mingled with medieval Gnosticism. It's like the melding of science and psyche and ancient knowledge that was predominant in Carl Jung's practice, and it kind of inspired an artistic leap at the dawn of the 20th century and how man relates to the world around him. So the cards are divided up in sections. So I'm going to kind of follow. I did get the book, the little book that goes with it. So we are first going to go through the cards, but I'm going to be using the books because it is... the cards are divided in sections, in categories. So first we have the Materia Prima. So those cards right here in that first section, and we're going to get in a little bit closer. Now, I will tell you, oops, sorry, I'm sorry. Not a very flattering shot of my hand. These cards are very minimalistic. You see the backs, it's kind of a dark background, and then it's like ink or paint splatters with some white and some gold. It's very, very cool. This is a light linen cardstock. It's not quite as textured, I don't think, as the Pagan Otherworlds is. Not quite as textured. It's a little bit more slippery than even that deck, but it shuffles wonderfully, and it feels really nice to have in your hand. So in the category of Materia Prima, we have Aether, we have Air, and you can see it's very, very minimalistic. There's only a few cards with a splotch of color in it, but you are getting, I think it's appropriate that the illustrations are so minimalistic, because as you will see, we'll go into the guidebook, even though they're short descriptions, they just kind of make you go, huh. Especially if you're newer to mysticism and these kind of topics, which I am. So we've got these elements, so air and fire, water, and earth. And next we're going to go to the second grouping, which is the hidden path. And those cards are nothing, forgotten, silence, moon, primordial, and you can see these, they've got just a very little border. It's just a line etch. Spirit, the hidden. And this is one of the cards that drew me to the deck. Unconscious, synchronicity, ego, psyche, there's a lot to these images, even though they could be termed as minimalistic. There's no color. Animus. It's kind of bare bones. Anima. And that was the second grouping. That was the hidden path. And the cards in the next grouping, the grouping is called the secret. So those cards, and this is the biggest category here. Thinking. You see the partial maze right there. And the other part of the maze in feeling. So thinking and feeling are two sides of the coin. You know, kind of the suit of swords, and then you've got the suit of cups here in the tarot. And I would say for myself, I'm more in the feeling category. It's always, and usually we find ourselves, I'm a cups, water sign, and I know I find myself in my reactions. It's all feeling, I think, with the heart, emotions first, which is much to my detriment sometimes. So it's ideal to meld the two of these to get your perfect balance, isn't it? Sensation is another part of the experience. And intuition. Individuation. Reminds me of Excalibur. Mysticism. Imperfection. It's what makes us all unique. It's what makes the world unique. Imperfections can also be coined as traits, individual traits that don't conform to a norm, to societal norms, but can be beautiful in their own way. Everydayness, manifestation, potential, imagination, impasse or impasse, that's what life feels like a lot of the time, doesn't it? Or our brains, you know, kind of that fog or tangled mess. Demon, release, magic, myth, sageness, improbability, sincerity, that touch has a lot of meaning now because we can't do a lot of it, or we shouldn't if we want to stay safe and keep others safe. Stillness, simplicity. I think this card is beautiful. You know, the perfection, the simplicity and perfection of, you know, Grecian art. Conflict. Gentleness. So you get the two sides again, the conflict and then gentleness. Machina? Threshold. Reawaken. And transformation. Gnosis. Perseverance. Oracle. Seeker, Self, okay, and the last category of cards is Sacred Geometry. So the first one here we have is Unfathomable. We then have Phenomena. We have the Heavens. Terra Firma. And these are the cards that just have a splotch of color in them. Being. And the last one is Destiny. Okay. So I'm going to put that deck back together, but we're going to take a look at the book, because the book, now if you're going to work with this deck, of course, you can work with it intuitively if you know a lot of these concepts already. If you're familiar with Gnosticism and Jungian psychology, you could totally delve into this. But I would say, I don't have the box with me. I don't believe it came with a little white book. No, I'm sure it did not come with a little white book. You have to buy the book separate. And that's where you get this. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So this is the book you get. You can see my hands and see what size. It's a very square, not very big at all. And like the deck, it is very minimalistic. Now, if you have the Pagan Otherworlds book for that deck, you will see that it's the exact same size and the exact same concept. Very nice outer, super nice, thick. It's like watercolor paper. There is a table of contents, a slight introduction, and then it goes right into the cards. There are like no spreads. I'm trying to think what the end has. The end just has a picture plate. So let's read one card from each category. So let's take Earth from the first category. Earth is the home of our second journey. It is the panoramic vista of the life incredible we are born into from the remote, memoryless shadows. Here begins our apprenticeship in the distillation of its essence, importance, the energy, activity, growth, and nourishment of all things, seen, felt, heard, and touched. That brings a light to our new consciousness, exulting in its ever-widening circle. And keywords are growth, heart, essence, excitement, motion, being. So we'll go to the next category and pick one from the hidden path. And I am just going to pick one. How about this one, hidden? In the unobservable, quiet shadows within our minds, a vital side of our being resides. This secret presence holds the fundamental adventures of our soul. It is an alchemical adventure that joins us with this hermetic entity, nocturnally mining the gold of its ancient archetypes, the monolithic sentinel of the human character, searching in our dreams for hopeful clues to its mysterious presence that holds the reason for our existence, an existence that is changed simply by its furtive growth within us. And the keywords are wholeness, flight, shadow, return, path, totality. All right, let us go to the next category. Thinking, feeling, let's see. Let's read, well, let's see, there's so many good ones. All right, let's go into Gnosis. A thirst for that has historically been, this is the desire of the Gnostic. It is the path of intuition into the dynamic structures of all being for the knowledge of what it was, what it is, and what it could become. It is the exploration of the enigmatic and the mundane material of the world to help decipher the mystery of ourselves. So the keywords are education, furtherance, exploration, soulful, curiosity. And then for the last category, sacred geometry. Let's read about destiny. The whole story is here, gathered up inside of us. Bridges over great dark chasms of the soul are crossed. Wild storms of our heart endured. A singular path is found. Hardly asleep, hardly awake, we encounter in our dreams the one path that gently unfolds us. Keywords of spiritual, lasting, becoming, truth, salvation, and life. So that's just, I picked one card from every category just so you could get a taste of the writing. There's basically 1 or 2 paragraphs for each, but it is so heady and there is so much that it kind of makes my little old head spin. So if you've been studying these philosophies for a number of years, it's not going to be new to you. But if you're new and delving into this, this really makes you think. And that's why I only pull one card at a time, because I really have to ponder what is being said here. What is said, what is written, and kind of a little of what's in between the lines. So this book, I mean, the deck was in the 40s, like maybe $42 to $45, and then the book was, I think it was more than the Pagan Otherworlds book. That was 25, and I want to say this book was like maybe 30. So yes, what if you're already heavy into these concepts, philosophies, you can totally just buy the deck and use it intuitively. But if you are not and you're just delving into this, the book, I would say, is very necessary, and for me is quite welcomed. So if you found any value to this walkthrough of this deck and the book, the Supra Oracle by Uusi, The Hidden Path of an Oracle. Please hit a like, a subscribe. I'm a very small channel, and any shares, anything like that would be hugely appreciated. And yeah, I will be back for another video very soon, and I hope you have the best of days. Until next time, bye for now.